Hello and welcome, Matt Ritchie here. And this is your training video for week 2. And in week 2, we are focusing on wealth. So, I am not a financial planner. I don't work at a bank. I don't feel qualified to give you in-depth knowledge on money or what to do with it. However, I am a creator. And if you're watching this video, you are a creator too. And the only thing that's ever produced wealth in this world is a creation. Something someone has created. So, if you're looking to bring more wealth into your world, if you're looking to create physical, tangible money, you have to create something. So, I want to take you through my 4-step creation process that will help you go from nothing to getting into massive action on whatever it is that you want to create so that you can create more wealth. Sound good? Great. So, the very first thing that we must do when we want to create something is we have to have a vision. We have to have a clear picture of whatever it is that we want to create. Whether it be a song, whether it be art, whatever it is. And people will get bogged down in, well, I think it wants to be like this, or I'm not sure, I think it wants to be like that. All you have to have is this idea. This clear idea of what this creation is going to be, how it's going to make people feel, what it's going to do for other people. And that's really all you need to get started in the creation process. So, the very first thing is you have to visualize it. You have to be able to close your eyes and say, yeah, it looks like this, and I can smell it, and I can touch it, and really visualize whatever it is that you want to create. Cool? First step, visualize. The second step, you have to reverse engineer the steps needed to create it, for it to be a finished product. So it's not to say that you have to have every single detail down, because believe me, I know when creating things, problems arise, challenges come up that you never even thought were a possibility. However, you have to have a blueprint. You have to have this, vision of how you're going to create it. And once you create that vision, then it's malleable. Then you can take that first step and just see how it goes and really create as you go. However, to get started, our brains love clarity. There's no action without clarity. A confused mind doesn't take action. So once you create that vision, once you have that picture of what it is you want to create, start to reverse engineer it. And if you don't have any idea on how to create it, if you have no idea on the steps needed, go out and find someone who's already created something either exactly like you want to create or something similar, and ask them how they did it. Reverse engineer their process. Obviously if you're going to create a work of art, maybe you're going to have to buy a canvas with some paintbrushes, and maybe you're going to have to study the technique on how to make shadowing, and lighting better. Whatever it is, reverse engineer the steps needed in order to create that vision. So, vision, blueprint, and this third one, this is one that a lot of people leave out, that I myself have used over and over again with tremendous success. And I know this is going to have some interesting feedback, but the third step is to not want it, not desire it, completely surrender the need to have it. Because the universe we don't manifest, we don't create what we want. We manifest and create who we are, how we show up. So just because I create a vision of this beautiful painting doesn't mean that I can go out and create it. I have to be the man it takes to create that painting. I have to be a painter. I have to become a man capable of creating that. And there's a big difference between being and conceptually knowing. So if you have this vision and you have the blueprint on how to get there, what I do this in a process in my mind. I close my mind, get clear, or get centered, get all the other things out of my mind. I create the vision. I reverse engineer the steps needed to do it. And then I surrender it. I surrender it to God, to the universe, to the spirit, whatever it is that you believe in. Surrender it. Surrender the need to have it. Because when we need something, it comes from a place of lacking. It does not come from a place of abundance and having. Big distinction here. So you have to surrender. So whenever I create this vision, create the steps in it, then I surrender it and I say, I surrender any need to have this, any desire of me to create this, and I'm just gonna step into it with blind faith, knowing that God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, has my back. And this falls perfectly into alignment with my motto, which is everything happens to my maximum advantage. And I truly believe that. If you truly believe that every single action, every single person in your life, every single challenge or problem, if you want to see it that way, is there for your maximum advantage, you're going to be in a much better mental state to take on those problems, those challenges, to meet those people with open arms. And you're going to open up the channel for divine creation to come through you. Because I believe that this body we talked about in week 1 is a vessel, right? We're a vessel for creation. And I don't believe that we create anything. I believe that, energy flows through us. Wherever you believe that energy comes from, energy flows through us, and we're able to then create with that energy. So our minds likes to have this mapped out plan and all these steps, and it thinks it's in control, but it's really not. It's really not in control. And when we surrender the mind, when we surrender the need, the mind is the only thing that really needs to have it. The only thing that really needs to see it, to have that control. The opposite of control is faith, is letting go, is allowing things to happen, allowing for energy to come through you to create whatever it is you want to create. So, visualize it, have a clear picture, reverse engineer those steps, create a blueprint, surrender the need, the want, the desire to create it. And then, the fourth and the most important step, focus on the very first action step. And that's it. Don't focus on the end goal. Don't focus on step 3. Don't worry about how step 3 is even going to come about. Standing in here looking at step 10, the final product, you might be thinking, holy crap, how can I even create that? How is it even possible? Everything is possible. Anything is possible. So when you focus on the first step, like say, maybe the first step is to go out and buy the paintbrushes and the canvas. And you know what? Maybe when you're at the store, you meet an actual artist and they're like, I'm doing a free class tonight where I'm showing people how to paint. Whatever it is, focus on the very first step. And then, after you finish the first step, focus on the second step, and so on and so forth. Keep your focus singular. Only focus on the next step. And that's not to say you can't zoom out from time to time and check in where you're at and, check in with the big picture and see if you're in alignment to get to that end goal. Absolutely. But when you are in action, when you are taking massive action, focus on one thing. So, create the vision, get a clear picture for it, reverse engineer the steps, get a blueprint, surrender the need, let the mind go, let faith create through you, and then focus on that very first step. And if you do this process, this 4-step process for creation, you're going to find something interesting. For me, it's created everything in my life. Everything from the relationships in my life, to my business, to money, to everything. And that's not to say I've always done this process, because this is a process that I've vetted and tried different things and failed and came back to this process of what works for me. So, try it out. If you're looking to create something, and if it sounds too big to, scary to create something that you're going to put out for other people, or that you're going to sell, or in your business, or whatever that is, start small. Create a piece of art. Create a poem. Create something. Let it flow through you, though, and do not micromanage all the steps needed that you think, that the mind thinks will create something that the world wants or that you want. You have to give up the need to want, to need, to desire, and really just let it flow through you. So, that is my creation process. You are a creator, and I'm really excited for what you're going to create, because there is no one like you. You are unique, you are special, and you have gifts and talents inside of you that no one else has. No one else has. And I, for one, want to see those come into fruition. I, for one, want to see those created in this world for people to enjoy, for myself to enjoy. So, try it out, put it into action, see how it works for you. Love to hear your feedback. Have an amazing day, and enjoy the now.